Alrighty everyone, well game number 2 in this best of 5 series finds us on Automaton LE, spawning here on the right hand side of the map, playing with the red Protoss pieces. He's currently up in this series and wants to keep it rolling in his favor. His name is herO. And his opponent spawning on the left hand side of the map, playing with the blue Protoss pieces. He's currently down, but certainly not out of this game or series just yet. His name is Deer. So guys and girls, game number 2 in this best of 5 series that was played at the IEM Katowice and was one of the quarterfinal games of that tournament. These two players, I gotta say, game number 1 was pretty awesome. Seeing as how, herO was able to, continue the aggression. He was kind of uncertain whether he wanted to go all in on an all-out assault, but I think he played it very smart with splitting up his army. And Deer played pretty good defense overall, but it just was a matter of time until herO was able to regroup and warp in more and more units and overwhelm his opponent in game number 1. Should be interesting now. How does Deer respond to this? Is he going to play a standard game like he did in game number 1, or is he going to be, maybe go for a little bit some cheese, or, does he feel that he had an opportunity there in game number 1 and wants to kind of go with something similar to what he did in the first game? We're going to find out here as we see Deer going for the double gateways into the cybernetics core. The exact same can be said for herO. So both players going for very similar builds. You can look at that top left-hand corner of the production tab. You can see that both players going for very similar, identical build orders at this point in the game. And that's generally speaking what happens in the early stages of the game, and then as time goes, you'll see those build orders change as players start to decide what tech structures they want to construct and which units they want to use to create their army composition. So we are going to see double adepts coming out of Deer, whereas on the opposite side we're going to see double stalkers coming out of herO. Both players going for that warp gate research, which is the most standard upgrade for a Protoss player. Now, one thing that we do want to keep track of is Deer is going for a Twilight Council, and it does not look like herO has scouted this. He has no idea that there is a Twilight Council down here, so I like this. Oh my. Okay, it does look like he wants to see if something is out of the ordinary here. herO must have a feeling that something's up. So we are going to see, of course, a robotics facilities coming in now for herO, but we're going to have to keep track of this Twilight Council, because this is where it's going to get really interesting. We are going to see that Stalker is going to be chasing down that probe and is going to take out the probe at this point. Now, these two adepts, though, they're going to try what looks to be, they want to maybe try to snipe one of these Stalkers. Does not look like they are going to be able to get that. But that being said, the adepts are going to shade in to see if they can get any kinds of scouting information. They are going to, of course, it looks like they are going to commit here. Very interesting decision making by Deer. I don't know if I like that decision really at all. But it does look like he was able to get a couple of probes, 1 or 2 to be exact. But the warp gate is going to be finished up in less than 10 seconds for both players. And, we're now going to see a warp prism coming out of the robotics facility for herO. So it does look like a pylon's going to be constructed for herO. And it looks like he might very well find this Twilight Council. If he finds this, man, what? Okay, it does not look like he is. He's not going to see it as of yet. This Twilight Council is just hanging out as Deer is constructing more and more gateways as well as shield batteries. I wonder if he's preparing for if there's going to be somewhat of an attack. More and more adepts are being added into the mix here, and it looks like there is going to be a warp in. So Resonating Glaives is going to be finishing up in less than 10 seconds for Deer. This is very interesting. This is going to get interesting very quickly. Now, we are going to see an Immortal coming in now for herO, and I like that decision-making a lot, as we are going to start seeing some units are going to start moving in to that main base location. herO is going to see that there is not much there, but we are going to see, once again, the shade in with of course, the Adepts, and I just don't know if there's enough here. The beautiful trap by herO, absolutely beautiful, as they are going to get all of those adepts. Absolutely brilliant play. And so now you kind of are wondering, what is Deer gonna do at this point? He's really trying to get an advantage, but it's just not happening right now. surprisingly. It just is not happening, and herO's playing incredible defense so far, so that's really well done by him. But you gotta, generally speaking, really good defense translates to good offense, simply because if you play your defense well, the supply, you can really help like plummet the supply of your opponent, and then you can just kind of overwhelm them in the later stages of the game, or you can just counterattack essentially. So should be interesting though. Deer does spot this pylon in the middle of the playing field, and this Twilight Council is still just kind of hanging out at this point as that robotics facility does finish up, and both players still on one Nexus. This is very interesting in this game as we are approaching that 6-minute mark. These adepts are trying to figure out if they can see if there's anything strange going on the opposite side of the map. Does not look like they have really seen much of anything yet, but it looks like they are probably going to get trapped once again by none other than herO. herO is absolutely playing out of his mind right now on the defensive end. Very well done, and it looks like he's got a pretty nice sized army that is starting to move out, and I like the decision to potentially start moving out towards the opposite side of the map. It looks like herO feels that he can take this army, at least it looks as if he can at this point. Now the thing is though, is there going to be a little bit of an overextension? Of course, Deer does have the high ground, and all these units are starting to move in, as we are going to see those adepts. They're going to cancel the shade in, but we are going to see stalkers, adepts, and some immortals are moving down across the map, and it looks like they are going to start moving up that map. They want to see exactly what's going on. We are going to see, of course, the force field is going to come in. These units are going to start targeting down the warp gate. Can they get it? It looks like they are going to be able to get it, at least at this point. It looks like those adepts are going to possibly shade in. I don't think that they are. They are not going to do that, but more and more immortals are being added on now to the mix. Gotta say, herO skins on these Protoss units are pretty sick. I really do like those skins from the war chest. You guys definitely have got to check out the next war chest when it comes out. But that said, here we go. Looks like Deer is trying to go on the aggression a little bit. It looks like they are going to try to do a little bit of some damage to some of these stalkers. Might be able to get, yep, they do get one stalker, but at the same time there is going to be 2 immortals that are down. And some nice play there by herO, taking out at least one of those pylons and supply blocking his opponent. But here we go. The real fight is beginning over near that natural expansion of herO. And here we go. herO is, he's kind of having to go on the defensive side once again, as Deer is trying to put in a little bit of some aggression. Here we go. So those here we go. The force fields go in, but it looks like the surround is going to come in by herO, and it looks like herO is going to try to surround his opponent. He does exactly that. Beautiful play. Taking out that war prism is absolutely huge, and a lot of these units are going down, but it looks like herO still has a shot here at getting a lot of those units. Oh, but just those immortals are taking so many hits, and here come the adepts. The adepts are going to try to chase down the rest of this army. Oh, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to go start target firing down those stalkers, and it looks like maybe one will survive for the time being. But at that point, I will have to say this. herO is in a position of power because he is now on his natural nexus. He's in the supply lead, and we still have Deer on one base. And I wonder if this is going to force Deer into an all-in here, because he is only on one base, and the longer this game goes, herO is going to be in such a good position as we pass that 9-minute mark. I don't know. It's going to be scary, as once again, herO's going to go on the aggression. He's going to go ahead and begin his flight down to that main base location of Deer with 2 immortals inside of that war prism. So, oh man, what an intense match. It's just been kind of back and forth, It's been not necessarily really any overextensions as of yet, but it's just been, been one of those ordeals where it's just really been good defense on both sides. Now, this observer, beautifully placed, finds that war prism, and it does look like the same can be said though, but a little bit too late at this point, as once again the target firing down of those pylons. Man, this is so annoying for Deer to have to deal with at this point. And it looks like herO is just going to fly on out of there and is once again in a nice position as that natural nexus is now going down for Deer, but his supply is just, you know, just been completely shredded by herO, who is just playing, you know, absolutely incredible defense. He's keeping such good tabs on the War Prism of Deer, and now it looks like herO's starting to move out. I think he was smelling blood. He wants to go after probably that natural nexus at this point and just start, you know, kind of chipping away at it. As we are going to see, this War Prism is going to force back all of those units, or at least some of the units, back for herO as he finds out exactly what was in the War Prism, which was only a couple of adepts. And so the main bulk, though, of his army is down near that natural nexus, and that natural nexus is just finishing up, but I just don't know. There is a lot of units here. Oh my god, herO wants to end it right here and right now. Here we go. We are going to start seeing, of course, those force fields, but the beautiful force fields placed there at the ramp. Oh my god, these probes are going to get fried, and GG is called, and herO takes a commanding 2-0 lead over Deer. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between herO and Deer, and if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe for new, stay positive, and I'll see you guys all in game number 3.